Well, the warmest of greetings to you, one and all. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, coming to you live from a undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heartland of America. Right to your heart is the hope. We're here to help you unindoctrinate yourself, guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, and be your own guru. We're the last generation of real humans. Time for us to get busy, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Merrill, Jared, Joyce, Nina, Cosmic Cowboy. We got VJB, Girl with No Name, Constantly Contrary, Kingus, Jennifer, Girl with No Name, many more piling in, Michael, Melissa, Jared, nice to see all of you here today. Emerald Eagle, Matthias H. It's been quite a week of podcast excellence. Steve Olson, John X Army had a great replay with Global Witness, Derek Bros, Jenny Moonstone, a great time with Robert Stanley. I was on Robert's radio show last night for 2 hours. So if you want to go to kgra.com, and look up the Unicus Radio Hour. An interesting discussion last night, again, for a couple hours with Robert Stanley. A lot of great things going on, a lot of great information coming out, and a lot of great hello to Natalie, hello to Moonlight Herbalist, hello to Plum, Moon Bliss, Jeff Scott, Naomi Phillips, Dusty Rhodes. Is that the American dream? I wonder, because he's back from the dead, ladies and gentlemen. Gretchen and Mark. That kind of hurt my throat. And I thought something interesting. This is not what we're talking about, but I believe it was Tracy Dyer who, curiously, is she here? How did I miss Tracy Dyer? Curiously, I don't see Tracy in here. Or do I? Yes, there's Tracy Dyer. Nice to see you, Tracy, as always. Mama Chaos, Tracy Cooper Ryder. Tracy brought this out that, and Cynthia L's in the house, that when President Trump talked about taking over the airports, it wasn't a slip. Hi, Peter Cast, but that he was actually saying that there weren't going to be more chemtrails. And I don't know about you, but out here in the heartland of America, there's no more chemtrails. There have not been any more chemtrails. Melissa Biddle, Desert Rose, Inspector Gadget, go, Gadget, go. Melanie Weissler, nice to see you. There's been no chemtrails since that speech. And if you listen to Robert and I believe it was with the professor on Monday night, The Last Stand, and we did something special on Thursday night, preempted the Rapscallion. Sorry about that. But great, powerful stuff. And we really are just touching the surface. We're just getting to it. Toth Mark, Natalie in the house. I mentioned Natalie before. Desert Rose. What did you have them in Oklahoma? Let me know. Sound off in the chat room. Are you still seeing chemtrails? Because I haven't seen chemtrail 1 since then. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Or I think Robert and I were talking, and did the colonials actually capture some places where ETs were coming and going? I don't know. Andrew says lots of chemtrails in Florida. Mark says he's seeing them. Ohio, I don't know if I still sees them in Utah. Haven't seen them lately in Ohio. Shadows running from the lights. Tracy doesn't have them, never had them. Let's see. Yes, in Oklahoma. Interesting. Because I am not seeing him here at all. None in Montana. Maybe they just decided forget about us out here in flyover country, but that's okay. China Lake was their geoengineering site, and it was destroyed, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't hear, watch the Stanley interviews and the last stand. Banishing done in Washington, D.C., and a cleansing of dark forces in China Lake. Much more to come on that. No chemtrails in Virginia, none in New Jersey. So we're seeing a mixed bag. None in Clarksville, Tennessee. How do you know, Peter, if there's any chemtrails in L.A.? Tampa, not so much from skies above. I'll be back in the Suncoast in Pinellas County, the Suncoast area, for a few days next week. I'll try to do some podcast excellence while I'm down there, but I can't promise anything. Mama Chaos, weird orbs projecting plain holograms, I think. So anyway, why are all the books wrong? I don't know what you mean by that, Infinite Life. So why are all the books wrong? Don't know what you mean by that. But I want to talk to you today about something, and it's been such a good week, and everybody's so happy. I figured that, I get a little nervous when things are good. I get a little nervous when everybody's happy. I get a little nervous when everyone is being complimentary. So I just felt like I had to throw a wrench into the works and get everybody back to their normally agitated state. I'm kidding, but only slightly. I want to talk about dreams. Dreams. This is something that touches every one of us really every day, whether we know it, realize it, remember it, or not. Dreams do touch each and every one of us every single day. And the question that I'm asking tonight or this afternoon is, we're talking about dreams. Do they get too much attention or not enough attention? And the answer is yes. And I'll explain what I mean. And there's nothing more personal. There's nothing more, or let's say there are a few things more emotional than people when they start talking about their dreams. Very, very few things more emotional than people wanting to interpret their dreams and wanting to ascribe meaning to their dreams. And I'm going to give you some things tonight to think about that are going to make you want to get mad. They're going to make you want to get angry. And some of you might need a Snicker so you don't get hangry. And I've noticed that. I've realized that I get hangry. And I'm really surprised all the fasting that I've done, and I haven't done quite as much of that lately. But I fasted for, what was it, before I went to see Rex, 16 days before we went to the prison. Not a great idea. But I get hangry now. I think it's I had a lot of body fat back then, 65 pounds lighter now than I was this time. Well, than I was in December of 2017. Is that right? I think that's right, because this is 19. Yeah. But anyway, so it was easier not to be hangry when you're a big person. But when you're not such a big person anymore, at least in my case, I get hangry. So got to keep some stuff in the car just in case, because you don't want to get to that place where you get mad and you're snippy and all that. And I do sometimes. So I'm working on things, not being triggered, not getting hangry. Cynthia says he does. Ha, ha, ha. That's really funny. But anyway, I don't know how we got to that. But I don't want you to get hangry on me. I don't want you to get triggered on me. I'm trying to help you, ladies and gentlemen. And Emerald Eagle makes a good point. Bad dreams are caused by Wi-Fi. When I was in the bunker, I did turn the Wi-Fi off every night because it was right there by my bed, the router and everything. So I did turn that off. Now that I'm in a much bigger place, I don't go downstairs and, go through all the machinations of turning that off. So, and I don't have much dreams that I remember, and there's a reason for that. So I want to talk to you about this. I want you to try to get yourself, just do a little breathing exercise. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. One more time, in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just repeat after me. I will not scream at Jeff. I will not scream at Jeff. I will not scream at Jeff. Just try to be open-minded. Try to allow information to come to you. Eat the meat. Throw out the bones. Eat the vegetables. Throw away the extras, whatever your dietary preference is. But I want to give you some information that, though you may not agree with it, it's all empirical, it's all scientific, and not only that, it comes from much personal anecdotal data of my own over a lot of years of now I just forgot the name of polyphasic sleeping and reading and studying. So I want to talk to you about this, and I want you to at least be open-minded. You may not agree with me, but I know it's emotional, but at least think about it. I'm taking this from a show I did some years ago. So what you're going to see are just screenshots, because I'm telling you, this data was scrubbed from the internet. It's the weirdest thing. Robert and I were talking about the pictures of the orbs over the salute to America. If you have any of those pictures, send them to me. Gotham, like in Batman, Gotham, LTD, like in limited, at gmail.com. Gotham, LTD, at gmail.com. Because I had seen pictures from behind President Trump, and up in the both of the corners of the shot, you could see orbs up there, UFOs, and they're not there anymore. I cannot find those pictures. They've been scrubbed by the internet, from the internet, by forces that don't want us to see them. I cannot find them, and I searched for a good 45 minutes. Nor can I find this data that I had about dreams. And I remember the first time I looked it up, it took me 5 minutes to find it. Can't find it. So thus you're going to get some not super perfect screenshots as we go through this, but it'll be all right. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is going to be powerful. And I told you all that because I really am trying to help you, and I will help you if you'll let me. But you can't lead, you can lead a horse to water, can't make him drink or make her drink. So I'm not going to try to make you drink, but here we go. There is actually a science of dreams. And I'm not talking about the science of dream interpretation. I'm talking about the science of dreams themselves. It's called oneirology. Oneirology, the scientific study of dreams. And it talks about how the brain functions as an organ, how it works during, he said organ, how it works during dreaming, and how it works in relation to us forming memories of the dreams. So there's an actual study, years and years and thousands of hours of data compiled to come up with these conclusions that I'm going to share with you. And I think they're 100% right on. And we'll talk about the implications and how important it is as we go on. But this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about oneirology, scientific study of dreams. How does the brain work? Not so much emotionally, mentally, spiritually, but how it works as an organ, as a device, and how memories are formed in it, specifically relating to our dream life, and recall, which is so very important. And I'm going to have to go in and out between every one of these because they are just screenshots again. So bear with me. But it's going to be really important. If I didn't think it was important, I wouldn't put it up, especially when we've been on such a roll this week. So, and it's not exactly a brand new study either, because they've been having formal dream research way back to the 1800s, ladies and gentlemen. Way back to the 1800s. People have been researching what happens in the dreams, what happens to the brain in dreams, and what happens to our recollection of dreams. In 1952, we discovered dream cycles, which we'll talk about in greater detail as we progress. And here, recently, obviously, with the advent of this new technology, EEG, electroencephalograms, we've been able to discover the rapid eye movement sleep patterns. And we've been able to discover that 80% of the human dream life does occur during this REM time frame, during this REM period. So these things, they may sound always kind of boring, but we have to lay this foundation because there's some very important facts that we're going to get to. And this is the foundation of that which we're going to get to. So let's look at the nuts and bolts of dreaming, ladies and gentlemen. Here's how it works. Here's how it happens. It's not just some random, and it's not just a spiritual activity. I know that's going to upset some of you, but the nuts and bolts of dreaming. In your amygdala, that's where the heaviest brain activity is during dreaming. All dreaming. You're dreaming, my dreaming, her dreaming, his dreaming, everybody's dreaming. That's where most of the brain activity is. And that's fascinating, ladies and gentlemen, because the amygdala is the midbrain. I'm going to try to use my inside voice. I'm very excited about this. I should have put my my little dealios in. Oh, that would help a lot. But anyway, The midbrain is what we call the amygdala, ladies and gentlemen. And that is a bridge. Ooh, that helps a lot. Makes me stop yelling for sure. That's the bridge between the reptilian cortex, which is just that. It's the reptilian part of your brain. It's the bridge between the reptilian part of your brain and your higher brain. And isn't it interesting that the bridge between our higher brain and our lower brain, if you will, between our mammalian brain and our reptilian brain, it's the one that is most active during our dreams. And that should tell you something. That should whisper in your little ear that dreams come from the higher mind, and dreams come, ladies and gentlemen, from the lower mind. Dreams come from the higher mind, and dreams come from the lower mind. And our amygdala is trying to get us to concentrate more on the quote unquote, let's say, beneficial dreams and less on the dreams that are not beneficial to us. And during the early REM cycles, of the sleep period, we recall about 50% of the dreams during that first sleep period. Now, that's good news and that's bad news, because we want to, as we go on through the study, you're going to see why we want to remember those early dreams. It's crucial that we remember those early dreams. But the last dreams, and that's half of them that occur later in our dream cycle, we don't want to recall those. And the problem is that most of you are recalling them, and most of you are placing lots of value on them. Most of you are placing lots of importance on them, and you're making tragic mistakes by doing so, in my humble opinion. So half of your dreams are during the early period. The other half of your dreams are during the later period. We're going to see that the ones during the early period are the ones that you want to listen to, the ones you want to focus on, and the dreams in the later period are the ones that you're going to want to forget all about. Now, if you remember, and it's not really that good, it's not really a 50-50 proposition, because the dreams during the last cycle of the night are recalled at 99%. Little bug in your ear, good dreams, helpful dreams, constructive dreams occur during the early REM cycles. You only remember half of those. Destructive, unhelpful dreams, misleading dreams, disillusioning dreams happen during the last REM cycle, and you recall almost all of them. Scientific research shows, ladies and gentlemen, we remember our last dreams, and this is no bueno. This is bad news that we remember the last dreams. And 1, 2, 3, I want to show you why it's bad news that we remember our last dreams, and why I'm going to try to get you to forget most of your dreams. And I'm going to show you why. Remember, I'm not trying to be the smartest guy in the room. I'm not trying to say, you listen to me. I'm trying to share with you scientific information that will change your life if you allow it to. The accuracy and the efficacy of dreams varies widely. Accuracy means obviously what's accurate. Efficacy means what's helpful. So some dreams are accurate. That means some of them are inaccurate. Some dreams are efficacious. They help you. And some dreams are not efficacious. And there's a lot of factors that affect this. Number one is this thing called disjunctive cognition. Now, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, and I really haven't in the dream world. But one of the examples is that you were dreaming about your mother. You're dreaming about your mother, but it didn't look like your mother. It's where a dreamer recognizes a character's identity, even though the person's appearance does not match the identity. This is disjunctive cognition. And you can even just look at the word and realize probably not helpful, probably not good. I remember someone telling me, oh, I'm dreaming about the man I love, but it looked like this other dude I used to sleep with. I'm like, and you really are asking me if that's good or bad? I think that goes under the bad category. I think that goes under the disjunctive category. I think that goes under the category of less than helpful. But hey, that's just me. And I'm not showing you the slide. Let me show you the slide. My apologies. A lot of balls in the air today. But yeah, the accuracy, efficacy of your dreams vary widely. Disjunctive cognition. You recognize a character's identity, even though the appearance doesn't match. The things don't line up. It should be A, but it looks like B. It should be B, looks like A. It doesn't look like a duck, walk like a duck, quack like it. It looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, but it's a porcupine. That's disjunctive cognition as far as your dream life goes. So as we move on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I'm not exactly a tech wizard, am I? Let's look at this now. What causes, besides the disjunction we just talked about, what causes other monkey wrenches in your dreams? Illusory dreaming. Dreams that contain impossible, incongruent, or bizarre content. Impossible, you know what that means. Incongruent means it doesn't line up. Something doesn't make sense. It doesn't line up in your mind. And then just bizarre content. You know what bizarre is? This is thought to stem from memory circuits accumulating efficacy errors. I'll tell you what that means. Basically, and we're going to get into it deeper, your memory, basically this is talking about late sleep dreams, because the memory circuits are malfunctioning. The memory circuits are not giving you efficacious dreams anymore. They're giving you non-efficacious ones because errors increase as the night or as your dream time continues on. And again, I didn't show you that one. I won't make that mistake again, but I read basically everything that was on that slide. So let's move to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is really, really important information, folks. Try to bear with me. Okay, here we go. Watch this. Then there's illusory dreaming. Again, that's the one I just showed, so I guess you needed to see that. Incongruent, bizarre, impossible content, memory circuits, efficacy errors. So that's one that I guess you needed to see, even though I showed it to you twice, and that's okay. So here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen, that we get to with dreaming. And we're going to get into this in depth as soon as we get some of the scientific data out. Dreams are meant, here's what dreams are meant according to all these studies that go all the way back to the 1800s. Dreams are meant, they have functions, special functions. Number one, it is to consolidate the memories of the day. File things away, if you will, into a usable pattern for recall at later dates. And it's to reinforce your old data. Okay, this is what we used to think. Compared to what we learn today, let's compare, get rid of the good or get rid of the old, get rid of the bad, keep the good. So each day your brain is cataloging every single stimulus that it receives, and it's comparing it with new stimulus that it receives the next day. And these things get filtered down and filed away. And they get filed away in a very, very good and orderly fashion, except some parts of your dreams don't consolidate efficaciously, don't consolidate to your betterment. And again, as we learned, that's the dreams later in the dream cycle. So dreams are supposed to consolidate, reinforce for our efficacy, for our betterment. Problem is, our last dreams, we tend to remember, and our first dreams, we tend to forget by a ratio of 2 to 1. Remember? You're only remembering half of your early dreams, which are recent memories consolidated, reinforced for our efficacy or betterment, but you're remembering your last dreams almost 99%. That's twice as much. And they're the ones that are non-efficacious. They're the ones that are not for your betterment. And it's scientifically proven, ladies and gentlemen, that the last dreams of the night or whenever you sleep are the farthest from reality and contain far more disjunctive cognition and far more illusory information. Think about that. You remember twice as much the dreams that are no bueno for you. The ones that are the farthest from reality, you remember 2 to 1 over the ones that are closest to reality. The ones that contain the disjunctive and illusory information, you remember twice as much as the ones that contain the information that is in line and is not illusory, but real. The memories, the dreams that want to consolidate memories for your betterment or your efficacy are remembered half as much as the dreams that are quote unquote good for you, as part half as much as when your brain is giving you dreams that are meant to work for your betterment, ladies and gentlemen. Now, here's the real problem. And this is where people are going to start getting mad at me, but that's okay because I'm here to help you. You know, I was going to say I'm here to help you, not be your friends. That's really not true. I'm here to be your friends. I have a deep love and respect for each one of you, but I have a responsibility to bring you the best data that I know and to not give you data that I know some of you will be upset with. To protect our relationship is me doing a disservice to you. So I put your affection for me, your care for me, your love for me, your continued watching of this channel, which really is what keeps me eating and drinking and living with lights and stuff like that, on the line to bring you information that I know, while it may not be pleasant to you, is going to be helpful to you. So here we go. We're taught, we're conditioned, especially within this truth movement that we're in. Now, you should listen to your dreams. They're very important. How many books are there about dream interpretation? Holy crap. How many YouTube videos out there are there about dream interpretation? We're taught all your dreams are important. You should listen to all of them. But the data that we think is important and should be listened to is oftentimes, more than half the time, more than it. Remember, it's 2 to 1 bad data versus good data. You'd be better off if you didn't remember anything. It's not actually true, but 2 to 1 bad to good. And most of you, I would say 99% of you, as enlightened, as smart as you are using bad data to interpret your dreams. And you're making life decisions based upon bad data. And my advice to you is just stop doing it. Stop shooting yourself in the foot. It feels a whole lot better when you stop doing it. And how do you stop doing it? Well, here's how you stop doing it. And we'll get into this in a more practical level as I get through this data here. Realize what's going on. Realize that early dreams are the dreams that are helpful, constructive, beneficial. They're only remembered at 50%. Realize the later dreams are destructive, contain bad data, illusory data, and they're remembered at 99%. Realize what's going on. And I owe you an apology. If you've been listening to me for any length of time, a couple years ago, year and a half ago, I said, get a dream journal, write down your dreams. And that was wrong. And if you did make a dream journal, I got another ritual for you. Dream journal burning. Burn it. Get rid of it. Don't let that stuff stay around. Did you just say if I'm keeping a dream journal, burn it? Yes, I did. Because the statistics show that by 2 to 1, it's bad data. Thank you, Swampside. I appreciate that. Stop dreaming or stop dream journaling. It does far more harm than good, or at least stop dream journaling. You should stop dream journaling unless you're willing to take some steps that most of you aren't willing to take. And we'll talk about those in just a minute, because there is a way to preempt all this, but it takes a deep commitment that most of you are not willing to make. So you should stop paying attention to your dreams. I know those are big statements, and we'll get to exactly what I mean by that in just a minute. Dreams can serve us, but most of you, I'm just going to tell you right now, most of you won't do what you need to do to ensure that dreams serve you. You just won't do it. Practicalities of life, laziness, don't believe this crazy guy telling you this, you just won't do it. I want to do it, and it takes a force of discipline and will to get it done. All right. Dreams can help us. They're meant to help us build our memories and build our intentions. They're meant to consolidate data and keep it good, usable data. If and when and forget about this clear memory life track. That's something I used to do. I don't do it anymore. I probably should do it again. I'm going back and forth. But anyway, it's very hard, very strenuous for me to do. So I haven't been doing it. But forget about that. Dreams can help us. Dreams can and do bring us good data. They consolidate data. They bring us helpful information, but only in the first bit of our sleeping, which is up to 3.5 hours. That's what the data shows. And dreams can help us consolidate memories in congruence, all lined up, all filed away with our higher selves, if and when we listen only to the first 3.5 hours of dreams. Until then, until you're willing to do that, it's better just to let it go. So it's very, very hard. Jeff, how am I supposed to listen to just my first 3.5 hours of dreams? Well, some people say it can be stretched to 4 hours. I think that's probably true. It can be stretched to 4 hours, but there's only one way to fix this that we know of right now. And let me just share with you what the stakes are. I believe that in our dream life, and forget about I believe, I'm satisfied that I know from all the years of study, all the years of work across the spiritual spectrum, I'm convinced that I know this. Whether you're convinced that I know it or not, that's up to you. I'm convinced that I know that if you listen to dreams that occur after 4 hours of sleep and beyond, you're getting bad data, you're getting harmful data, you're getting illusory data, you're getting data that's gonna mess you up if you listen to it and follow it and try to interpret it and live your life by it. However, if you can make a commitment to only listen to the first 3.5 hours to 4 hours of your dreams, in your sleep time, then you can exponentially increase your growth, your efficiency, your mental acuity, and your spiritual development. But here is what you have to do. You've got to make the commitment to never sleep more than 4 hours at one stretch. The only way to make sure that you don't get and don't use and don't base life decisions upon bad dream data is to either one, not think about any dream you ever have, forget it, let that shit go. And I'm telling you, that's what most of you should do, because most of you won't do the only other thing that keeps you from getting bad data. So most of you, throw away your dream journal. Don't write your dreams down ever. If you ever do remember a dream, forget it immediately, go on. Listen to your higher self, listen to your intuition throughout the day. If you want to take your life to another level, then sleep in blocks, which are a maximum of 4 hours. Sleep for 4 hours, wake up. Have a journal there, a book where you can write down dreams that came, because within the first 4 hours, they're 99% likely to be good data, helpful data, data that can help you build your life, unindoctrinate yourself, guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. First 4 hours, great data, fantastic data, data that can change your life. But if you sleep more than 4 hours, you're not going to know which 4 hours, if it came in the first 4 hours or if it came after 4 hours. There's no way to know it. You can't do it. I can't do it. None of us know how to do that. Our brains don't work that way. So, Jeff, you're telling me to sleep 4 hours and then get up. Yeah. Sleep 4 hours, wake up. Write down your dreams. Go back to sleep for another 4 hours. Get out of bed. do the same thing. Lather, rinse, repeat. And by the way, for the vast majority of human civilization, that's exactly the way we slept. We'd sleep for 4 hours, get up, have some sex, maybe have a sandwich, do some prayer, go back to bed. That's the way that it was done up until we all moved into cities and started working jobs 9 to 5. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds weird. I know you don't want to believe me. I know it sounds odd. But there are mounds and mounds of data that show this. And I have lived it. I can tell you that I would not be where I am now without this practice of 4 hours of sleep or less. Being able to, I can't tell you the things I've got in dreams. I can't tell you the information I've received in dreams, the downloads I've received in dreams. So here, and I'm going to go to the chat room, but here's your choices. Number one, ignore everything I've said. Continue to believe your dreams, continue to interpret your dreams, continue to think about your dreams, continue to worry about your dreams, continue to ruminate about your dreams, continue to talk about your dreams, continue to cry about your dreams, laugh about your dreams, love your dreams, and continue to get it wrong 50% more than you get it right. If you continue to do that, you're going to be right 50% of the time and wrong 99% of the time. I know those don't add up, but we're talking about dreams. Half the time you think that you're acting on a dream or information received in a dream, you'll be right. But twice as much as that, you'll be wrong. The data shows that. My nearly 39 years of experience in spirituality across the spectrum shows that. My 5 years in polyphasic sleeping shows that. I'm just here to help you out. That's the data. And if you choose to fight against the data, really, good luck. I wish you well. And I'll be there to help you when you crash and burn, help you put out the fire. I'll stand by with an extinguisher. So the choices are two here, two there. There are really three. Do nothing. That's choice number one. And do you feel lucky? Roll those dice and see how it goes for you. Number two would be, all right, I'm not sleeping 4 hours a night, Jeff. I am not going to wake up after 4 hours. I'm just not going to do it. I understand. So I don't want to make mistakes half the time. So I'll just forget it all. I'll just let it go. Good for you. It's going to cost you a little bit, but until you're ready to make the commitment to do the 4 hours, you're much better off just forgetting it and letting it go. Third possibility, set an alarm clock for 4 hours after you go to bed. 4.5 hours, it takes you a little time to fall asleep. Sleep for 4 hours, dream, write them down, and you will get life-transforming information. Well, what if I can't go back to bed after 4 hours? Well, that's even better, because then you get up and you got more hours in your life to do something positive to change the world. Now I'm getting editorial. But if you sleep the 4 hours and get up, you'll probably go back to bed, sleep 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours. This is my experience over 5 years. And then again, you've only been asleep 2.5 hours, so you can get good information. You can use it. And then you'll have a nap or two, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Don't go over 30. It'll wreck everything. 20, 30 minutes. So my world looks like 3.5 hour block of sleep, up, 2.5 hour block of sleep, a couple naps. So that does a few things for me. Number one, it gives me a lot more hours to do a lot more stuff. Number two, it allows me to maximize my dream life. It gives me the opportunity to take advantage of all data that I receive in my dreams and to use it for my betterment and to use it for changing the world. Because if I decide to sleep more than 4 hours at a stretch, I cannot use that data. I will wreck myself if I use that data. And if you stop wrecking yourself, it'll be a lot easier for you. I'm getting dogmatic about that. I'm shaking my finger at you because I know it's true. So those are your choices. Sleep 4 hours, wake up, or forget your dreams. Don't deal with them. Don't try to interpret them. Don't even think about them. Just let that stuff go. That's the science. That's the data. And that is my heartfelt convictions and my data based on 39 years of study, practical real world study across the spiritual spectrum. All right. Come at me, bro. Come at me, sis. Here we go. I'm going to go back to the chat room. We're going to go through this and see what people think. See what people think. Amygdala envy. Boy, she's got a great amygdala. Did you see the amygdala on that girl? Wow. I've woken frozen, says Cynthia L. Feeling like someone's pulling me through the top of my head. It's frightening. Wow. Shadow Walker, don't remember many of my dreams. It's probably because you're in pretty good shape, Shadow Walker. That's my experience. If you don't remember many of your dreams, you're probably doing pretty good, because your dreams are really to help put shit in order that doesn't get put in order during your waking time. So you're probably in pretty good shape if you don't remember many of your dreams. Colonel Ruby Dimple says, will you tickle my amygdala? Oh, so naughty. Midbrain, so important, where the emotions are stored in the movement of the body. But you can see it's in the amygdala, because the amygdala is doing this dance, trying to shift stuff here, shift stuff there, shift. And for the first 4 hours, your amygdala is really good. It works really efficiently. After a while, it gets tired. In the South, they'd say it gets tired. And it just lets shit go on through. It's like Lucy and her friend on that assembly line with the chocolates. Everything's good. Then all of a sudden, it speeds up and everything goes to hell. 4 hours, Lucy's really good putting the chocolates in the right box. After that, Lucy sucks at it. And you got some splaining to do. All right, Jeff, I'm trying to get my left brain, right brain with the 432. Interesting. If dreams are horrific, then there is something wrong and you have problems with your life. Kingus, I would say possible, but here's what I know. That this tea is pretty good, number one. And number two, especially when you're a spiritual person, especially when you're trying to be awake, especially when you're trying to be aware, you are very, very hard to penetrate by archons, unbalanced entities while you're awake. Because you got your mind about you, you got your defenses, you're growing, you're going, you're locked in, you're watching the Christian Whistleblower, you know what's going on. You're very, very hard to penetrate when you're awake. But when you go to sleep, cousins, your defenses are down and you are easier to play than a children's game. And these archons, these dark forces, these unbalanced entities are having parties in your dream, putting all kinds of crap in there that you want to hold on to like it's a precious diamond. They're messing with you. They're messing with you in your dreams. Did you guys see one of the Lethal Weapon movies? I'm going to use a bad word, so earmuffs. You know, Danny Glover and Mel Gibson are in the front seat of the car, and Joe Pesci's in the back seat. They go through the drive-through, and he says, they F you through the drive-through. They F you through the drive-through. They F you in your dreams, ladies and gentlemen. After 4 hours. I'm just saying. So, Kingus, if your dream's horrific, then there's something wrong and you have problems in your life. Could be exactly the opposite. If your dreams are horrific, you might be locked and loaded, ready to ascend, guiding your own spirit, master your own ascension, being your own guru, because you're 10 feet tall and bulletproof while you're awake. The only chance they got at you is to nail you when you're asleep. So, Kingus, I have to say on that one, but that's okay. Thank you for sharing your opinion. And it could be that you have something wrong. Could be that you have problems in your life. It's one or the other. Either you are a hot mess or you are locked and loaded, because they are really after you in your dream life because they can't get to you during your waking hours. And I think Desert Rose and Tracy are saying that they have horrific dreams. I don't know if I'm reading that right, But that would be Exhibit A and Exhibit B, Kingus, that people that are locked and loaded, really strong, really spiritual, really on their way, are having bad dreams because that's the only time that these unbalanced forces can get to them. Sometimes people are just working through the stresses of life. Exactly, Cynthia. And that's what the first 4 hours are for. My spiritual psychologist, says Jaylene Doris. Now, I don't know if that means that it's really a psychologist and they're spiritual, or if it's somebody that calls himself a spiritual psychologist. But anyway, how to request the info you want and recall them. I haven't tried it yet. Okay. Does your spiritual psychologist have hundreds of years and thousands of hours of data compiled? I'm just asking. I'm not saying anything other than that. This is the dreams that I remember, the last ones. Forget them, Tracy. They're crap. I do remember, and I keep a journal. Ooh, you know what I said. You know what I said. VJB says, I need this info. Thank you very much. Something to think about, says Melanie. Mama Chaos says, I don't remember dreaming. It's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing, cousin. If you don't remember dreaming, it means that you're just chilling. You're relaxing. And you're probably just in a great place, because if you're here we are in this conundrum. You're a spiritual person. They can't get you while you're awake. They come after you while you're asleep. But sooner or later, you get beyond where you're even impervious to your attack in your sleep. And then your sleep is just for better data for you. So Mama Chaos, either you're a hot mess or you're pretty advanced, because you're sleeping through, you're not remembering dreams, you're not getting much data. So the archons, and I just use that as a overall descriptor, they're not coming after you. And you're not getting much data. So you must be pretty locked and loaded, girl. That's my assessment. Is Jeff right about Mama Chaos? Yes, he is. Okay. I haven't remembered any dreams in maybe a year. What does that mean? What I just said, Lisa. What I just said. Does what I just say apply to Lisa too? Yes, it does. What I just said. Cynthia, you try surrounding yourself with light, breathing into your heart and breathing out. Whatever. Already happened to me. I'm out. Well, bye. I'm open to using the delete button on the pre-programming. Okay. Mine are usually in extreme colors. Interesting. What if they have no faces? That would be incongruent, disjointed data, right? I'm not really afraid of anything, says Cynthia. Good. Reptilian brain, limbic brain, entities entering your dreams, plum moon bliss. You're right there with me. Curiously, those who partake of cannabis do not have dream recall. I don't know. Jason had a dream earlier today that his neighbor came up behind him and snatched one of his dogs. Upset me so bad it woke me out of my drain. Before 4 hours or after 4 hours? Had a couple of nights I've dreamt about a machine planet where people had 4 arms to operate the weapons. Before 4 hours or after 4 hours? And if you don't know, then trash. Well, Jeff, how do I know it can't be good? Well, let's see. If I gave you a cannoli, think about Rocky Stucci, Scotty Roberts. If I gave you a cannoli and it was 50% chance that it was filled with poison and 50% chance that it was fine, would you eat it? Beautiful cannoli. 50% chance it's full of poison, gonna kill you. 50% it's fine. Would you eat it? That's your dreams after 4 hours of sleep. Less than 4 hours of sleep, it's a great looking cannoli. Eat it up, enjoy it. It's up to you. It's up to you. Michelle, it must suppress something. Does anyone else get dreams of yourself in the future? Irrelevant, but interesting question. Let's see. I was attacked by this ugly being after a troll told me he was going to come to me in a dream. That was scary. Wow. Okay. Seems to me dreams are implants of programming from archons. Girl with no name, we're on the same page, because you're right, they are. They are. All of them after 4 hours. Well, that's not true. Only 99% of them. I eat chocolate and have sweet, colorful dreams. Ah, that's funny. Hey there, Jeff. Dreams are a fascinating part of life. Well, Dakota, some people think dating crazy people is a fascinating part of life too. It's never boring. But take it for somebody who knows, cousin. It costs you a lot of money, a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears. They are a fascinating part of life. So if you really value your dream life, sleep 4 hours or less. And if you won't sleep 4 hours or less, then you really don't. You really aren't at the place yet where you've made that a priority. And that's up to you. That's up to you. Learning to decipher which ones are the thing. Yeah, but if you sleep less than 4 hours, then you don't have to worry because you can use all the data. I'm just saying, it's up to you. It's up to you. I don't remember dreams anymore. We've talked about that. Constant loop dreams. We've talked about that. I'll guarantee you those are post 4 hour dreams. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh, that means I really can't fly. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I thought of them as ghosts or entities. Interesting. I'm dyslexic. Just as long as you don't want to eat us. I can jump really high and float in my dreams. Interesting. You need to read those books on Robert Stanley's website. Usually go places I've never been, and interesting. And whose opinion? I don't know what you mean by that. Hey, beautiful cousins, yo, Jeff. So that means I'm not beautiful, I see. Huh? Okay. I used to dream of flying. I don't think I've ever used one for my awake life. Of course, charismatics are pretty much New Agers. Exactly. Let's see. The dark, upsetting dreams I've learned to disregard. I figure they're just reflecting fear and worry. I don't need to be reminded in my sleep. Champagne supernova. What I said. Think about it. Before 4 hours, after 4 hours. My dreams are always hilariously bizarre. They're free entertainment. Okay. I've said what I've said. I miss running like the wind, speak life, flying in my dreams. I like to develop the ability to lucid dream. Be careful what you wish for. I do clearing quite often, smudge and frequency sounds and smudgings. Okay, great. Good for you. I didn't know people dreamed in black and white. What's your email? I said it 4 times already. GothamLTD@gmail.com. Let me put it down there. GothamLTD@gmail.com. I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to let it go. Musa. You sleep well. Perfect. I stopped smoking pot. I dream more. Okay. Dreaming about owls. Did you dream about it before 4 or after 4? I'd be a wreck if I only slept 4 hours. Okay. It's up to you. It's up to you. My dreams are not bad data. I love them. All of them. The ones at the beginning and the ones at the end. Okay, Marguerite. It's up to you. You may be the one exception on planet Earth that all of your dreams are 100% right, that they don't concur to all of the hundreds of years and thousands of hours of data. You might be the exception. And if you're willing to live with that, all my best to you. All my best to you. What if I sleep every night for 11 or 12 hours? Forget your dreams. Don't even think about them. Let them go. I naturally sleep in blocks of 3 hours. So did all of us. I can't sleep more than 2 to 3 hours. Good for you. Sleep in 4-hour blocks. Any dream I mentioned, I've always woke immediately after it, and it's in the middle of the night. Well, again, do the math. Is it pre-4 or after 4? A bunch of polyphasic sleepers in here. Doesn't surprise me at all. Let's see. Be like Costanza. Eat the sandwich during sex. Oh, that's so weird, man. I don't get that whole thing. Let's see. At an undisclosed location in Virginia. What about lucid dreaming? What about it? Before or after? Oh, thank you, Cosmic Cowboy. I appreciate that. So will Robert Stanley. Gonna try this method. There's nothing to lose. Exactly. Nothing to lose. Look for confirmation, everything. Yeah, it's up to you. That's what I would do, Kingus. Yep. As a mom, I got only 2 to 4 hours of sleep every night for 2 years. I'm going to try it again. Good for you, Razzie. Whoops. Jeez. I get up to pee every 3 hours. Yeah. Make sure you're up for a little bit, though. I'm just trying to help you. I never thought there was a window of time. I'm going to keep track and see what I find. You got it. This does bring some liberation, liberation to the worry about trying to get enough sleep. Remember, folks, people say it's proven that you need X amount of sleep. No, it's proven that you need rest. It's not proven that you need X number of sleep. You need rest. How are they putting bad mojo in your dreams? Same way they're doing it when you're awake. Sometimes I hope Crazy is laughing or joking, and I believe they are, because they say they smoke meth and stay up all night and troll. Oh, goody. Oh, goody. All righty, ladies and gentlemen. I dreamed my hubs was a giant halibut in bed with me. That sounds really fishy. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I've given you the data. I've given you the information. I've given you my experience. It is up to you. If I have cheese, I take hay to bed to feed the nightmares. Oh, that's funny, Bren. I just watched Breaking Bad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Not one I wanted to do, one I felt like I had to do, and I am here to serve. That doesn't mean you got to eat what I serve, but now you know that you have received the information and you can deal with it as you want. I dream I'm naked in Kansas after a tornado and some wizard when I sleep more than 6 hours. Okay. Thanks, Jeffrey. I appreciate that, Jaylene. Subscribe and tap that bell. Yes, please do. And the Shut Up and the Hot Cup of Shut Up coffee is ready at jeffreydaugherty.com. You can click in the box below. We got the Rods of Truth. We got books. We got ebooks. And now you've got all the information you need to know to decide what to do with your dream life. It's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. I am the mailman. Sometimes I bring you bills, you hate me. Sometimes I bring you checks and you love me. You decide which one this is. I don't know if we'll be back for any more podcast excellence today. Tomorrow is Sunday, isn't it? Yes, it is. So you know what that means. Sunday morning, Not Your Normal Sunday Show with Wayne Steiger. That'll be a fun one. And then tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central, Shut Up and Listen, our nationally syndicated extravaganza with Rocky Stoogie. Monday night, we've got Tom Montauk coming in to The Last Stand with me and the professor, Robert Bauer. And then on Tuesday, I'll be in Florida Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll try to get some podcast excellence in, no promises, back Friday and back to normal scheduling and normal podcast excellence. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We are the last generation of real humans. If you missed any of the podcast excellence that we presented this week, go back and watch it. Great stuff that we had this week. Very, very powerful stuff. So go back and watch every bit of it. We're the last generation of real humans. History's written by the winners. If we don't win, no one will know what we did. So let's get busy. Winning today. And tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we can write a better future. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, and I just have one question for you. Who is with me?